Wait, what's Netflix wants us to pay for our own subscription? Wait, you actually have to pay for Netflix? Da 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 ba da ba da ba da ba da ba ba. It's the Super Not Funny Show. Ba-da-dum. Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the Super Not Funny Show. I am Jen Thepuppet, your resident Fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And we're back for another episode of Super Not Funny Show. Welcome back. Glad to have you here. Let's get on into it. And of course, we're going to start with a couple topics off the top. We got a main topic today. We're going to be talking about the changes to streaming, all the streaming services, what we can look forward to, not necessarily content-wise, but service-wise. There's some big things going on there. And we'll talk about a few things that we're checking out in our weekly distractions. So buckle up, all you guys. We're going to get into that real quick. So off the top, we're going to head right into our weekly threads, which isn't much this week. These couple things that really kind of jumped out to me. So let's go. Starting off with some awesome news if you're a Star Trek fan. If you're not a Star Trek fan, you should become a fan because this is rad news. So we all know new Star Trek on CBS, used to be CBS All Access, Paramount Plus now, and their flagship titles, Star Trek Discovery, and they have Star Trek Picard and Lower Decks. But they're adding a new title to the new Star Trek canon, and that's going to be Star Trek Strange New Worlds. What's Strange New Worlds all about? Well, if you watch season 2 of Discovery, we saw Captain Pike and the Enterprise, and we also saw young Spock. So we saw all of them come into the picture, and they were a big part of season 2 of the show. And from there, they spun off Strange New Worlds specifically to talk about the Enterprise before Kirk under Captain Pike. And starring Anson Mount as Captain Pike. And we also have Rebecca Romijn as number 1. And so why am I mentioning all that? Because it's begun filming. They've also added 5 new recurring cast members. So they're filling everything out. Everything is underway. They've had a little video saying, hey, we're filming. So I anticipate that means that probably for the season they'll be done. I figure it'd be 10 episodes, 13 episodes, something like that. They'll probably be done filming, I don't know, in about 2.5, 3 months. And then with post and everything like that, we will get Strange New Worlds towards the end of this year. So I'm damn excited about that. Captain Pike was one of my favorite things about season 2 of Discovery. So was Spock. So was number 1. It's probably going to be awesome. It's going to be brand new stuff. Pre-Kirk Enterprise. Kind of, if you've watched the original series, that's that space between the failed pilot that they used later on in the first season of the original series. So I'm just damn excited. Hope you guys are too. And we're going to keep a close eye on that, and I'll report back anything of interest on that in the future. All right, and also, let's just be honest. This week is going to be freaking awesome. It's going to be awesome. Why? Because we got 2 comic book things coming out. 2 big properties. One from DC and one from Marvel. So let's talk about the first one first. Zack Snyder's Justice League, aka the Snyder Cut, finally, after months and months, after years of trying to get off the ground and months of speculation and work on it and finishing it off, we get the 4-hour Snyder Cut from DC Films or DC is it Studios or Films? Either way, we get it from them, premiering exclusively, at least here in the United States, on HBO Max. And that is just awesome news. Let me tell you what. I like the original Justice League well enough. And, this is maybe a different vision, expanded more. Darkseid actually shows up, thank the Lord. So promises to be a lot more interesting, a lot better. And I've been seeing a little, some of the original first impressions of it. It seems to be pretty damn positive. Maybe that'll open the door for a sequel. Who knows? I'm interested. So I'm really excited for that. That's happening on Thursday. So I know what I'm doing Thursday, and I know I'm probably gonna hit up a review of that real quick on Thursday. Try to get in on that because it's gonna be a stampede. The Nerdosphere is gonna be all over it. Looking forward to that, and also the next day because we can't get enough. We can't get enough. Good things in a week. We're getting Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 1. So that's awesome. Another show, it's been a while in the making. Should have came out last year. Thanks a lot, fucking COVID. We didn't get it last year. And it's coming close on the heels of WandaVision, which has kind of set the bar this high. But it also is getting some good early buzz. Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan reprising their roles as Falcon and Bucky, aka the Winter Soldier, respectively. Well, we're getting Baron Zemo back. There's some kind of organization that doesn't like superheroes. There's a new fake ass Captain America. Who gets the shield? All these questions are going to be answered in 6 episodes, 6 premium episodes of, I'm assuming, great TV because Marvel kicked ass on WandaVision. So I have high hopes for this one. It's going to be a straight up old school, regular old Marvel MCU thing, and we love that stuff. So let's get to it. So, like I said, whatever else happened, anything else that happened this week in pop culture, icing on the cake, because just thanks to these 2 things, Zack Snyder's Justice League and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, this week is going to be awesome. All right. So that, as far as I can see, those are the best weekly threads for the week. I'm sure I missed some things. If I missed something, you know what you can do? Hit me up down in the comments. Let me know what I missed. Maybe I'll talk about it next week. Or you can hit me up by email, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. Let's chop it up about any of the new things coming out in pop culture, and we'll see if we can't comment on it. All right, that's all the new threads for the week. Let's get into the main topic. What's coming with streaming? Streaming. Everyone's doing it. The pandemic's got everyone hitting up the streaming services. We're in the middle of the streaming wars, guys. In case you didn't know, we have way more streaming services now than we did over a year ago, and over the last couple of years, in fact. And so with changing to streaming, changes to availability of streaming, of course, there are going to be some other maybe unexpected, maybe not so unexpected changes. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, just because I found all this stuff interesting. I, of course, am an avid streamer. I'm on, one or the other streaming services any particular day. In fact, in our house, we have, Prime, HBO Max, Disney Plus, and Paramount Plus, Peacock. I think I covered everything. I'm probably missing one. Hulu. Yes, of course. Hulu. I think the only one we really don't have, besides the little niche ones like Discovery Plus, and AMC Plus, or whatever the hell they call it, is Apple Plus. And I'm sure that's coming once Foundation comes out. I'm getting down with Apple. So we streaming all the time up in here. So of course, for you and for us and for everyone who consumes media online, the things that are going on streaming are very important. So we got to keep an eye out on trends. To that end, let's talk about a big deal, which is Netflix testing software to limit password sharing. No. I'm sure that's the reaction everyone's having, because if you look to your left, look to your right, turn around, look back here, and then look all around, and probably only 1 out of 5 people are actually paying for Netflix, which says something because they have, hundreds of millions, I don't remember exactly, 100 million, 200 million, I don't know, subscribers. They've got a lot. They got a lot of subscribers. But I can guarantee you, if you pay for the $17 American version of Netflix, you can have 5 accounts. And up until now, they haven't given a crap if they are in your house or if they are on the other side of the country. They let you, share the password and have up to 5 accounts. Really nice, really helpful, especially in a time like this where as more streaming services come along and they're kind of must have, then to just limit how much money you have to fucking spend on these things, it helps to share passwords. I can tell you we do that. But Netflix is like, well, I'm losing all this money. All you freeloaders out there. And, so they've been testing software, testing a 2-step authentication scheme that will more or less, ask you if you are in the household, and if you're not, you got to use your own. And let me tell you, this is not hard technology to use. It's not hard. They've been able to implement this. All you have to really do is check and see if everyone's using the same, is off the same IP address. It's not particularly hard to do. But they have been nice about it because, in the past they've allowed sharing, and so that's what they're doing now. To that end, what does it mean for us? What does it mean for us who are big streamers who are trying to keep the cost down? Well, I mean, at the beginning, it pretty much means if they actually implement this all the way around, those of us who are stream sharing are going to have to, go away from that. Are going to have to actually pay for it. Now, in America, the basic plan that has just one device streaming is $9, but it's up to 17, I think, for up to 5. But why would you need it? Honestly, and maybe I'm just, it's just because I don't have a lot of people in the house. We only need one. And I'll tell you, for Netflix, I'd pay $10 a month or $9, however much it is, to have the one streaming device. But more than that is too much. Don't actually watch Netflix as much as I used to, so it's not even, it's worth it, but not totally worth it. What's really going to happen is if the other streamers see this work for Netflix, and I anticipate it will work for Netflix because Netflix has a lot of content. Next thing you know, I'm going to be running my credit card left, right, and center. It's going to be like cable again. And I've heard people predict that a long time ago when streaming happened. But it's really going to be like cable again. They're going to be paying like, $70, $80, $90 a month for, maybe not that. But if you count internet access plus however much you pay for streaming, it's going to be about the same. So not a great thing, I guess. And this is only if the other streamers follow suit. And I don't see why they wouldn't because, look at it from their perspective. I mean, look, you already aren't paying for it. It's not like if they kick you off, it's not like they're going to lose any money. Nobody that already pays for Netflix is going to stop paying for Netflix just because their family and friends can't leech off of their shit. So they're not going to lose anything, and they probably are going to gain. So if they gain 5% of the people that suddenly have to actually pay for it, they've won. And all the other streamers are going to see this and be like, yep, let's do that shit. We're tired of people, sharing around. Which for us consumers kind of sucks because password sharing was a way to mitigate the costs. But, they're not interested in mitigating costs. They want your money. The question is, how much will this impact, aside from obviously they're going to probably get some people to come into it, will it do anything about churn? And churn, of course, that's when people, subscribe to a service for a short amount of time just so they can watch what they want to watch and then they cut it off. Will that do anything about churn? I suspect it won't. If you are the person that's going to do that sort of thing, why the hell would you give a crap about this? You subscribe for a month and then go on as you always have been. And your churn is really about people that actually pay for stuff. And those of us who pay for some but not all, we'll get caught up in the churn thing. But aside from that, again, they don't have much to lose from doing this. Even the goodwill they might lose, it's only from people who don't actually pay for their content. Oh no! People who don't want to pay us are going to keep not wanting to pay us. Whoa, what big deal! It's really cutting into our bottom line. It's like, in a sense, it is similar to the way that piracy, people who are pirates, some of them actually would pay for it if it weren't for free, but most of them aren't. So no big loss if, they're not paying for things. But, for the people like me, where, I kind of spread out the costs by sharing with other people, it will have some effect. I'm not going to lie. I'm being selfish. I don't like it, but I understand it. We'll just have to make do. It's really going to make me think, what do I actually watch and what do I give a crap about? Netflix it has to be a part of it. But some of the small things, not so much. I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't be even watching Peacock if it weren't free with my cable. So the problem with it becoming more expensive, yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It is a thing. It's definitely a thing. You got to consider that, between your internet and these streaming services, watching TV is becoming an expensive proposition again. But again, you could try doing the churn thing. Now, that might actually help mitigate the costs. And another question, and one that I'm hopeful about, Disney sort of does this already. They bundle Disney Plus, Hulu, ad-supported Hulu, though, which kind of sucks. But still, ad-supported Hulu and ESPN Plus for, I think, $13. And it's probably going to go up because, Disney Plus is about to go up $1. But even for $14 a month, that's a good deal. You get 3 services if you like ESPN, if you like Hulu, which, by the way, Hulu's actually a great service. So that actually is a pretty good deal. But are they going to do stuff like that with other streaming services? Are we going to start getting bundles? I would love to see a service that just bundles every kind of streaming service together and for a decent price. It could happen. We're going to see. There's still the streaming wars are still, we're in the preliminary stages. So how this all actually shakes out, what's the best model for where everyone can be happy or at least moderately satisfied with what's going on, they don't know yet, and we're going to find out. They're going to try some new things, and I'm sure we're going to be pissed or happy in the future. Speaking of trying things, I did notice that I think it's Jason Kilar. He's the CEO of HBO, Warner Media, or something like that. Or is it HBO Max? Whatever. The guy that's making decisions about HBO Max, which, let's be honest, has sort of been a bit of a dud, if you will. Even though, hey, HBO Max is a great service. If you have access to it, you will know what I'm talking about. So many movies and TV shows and just quality content. But for some reason, I think it's price. The price is really quite high. And so I get it, why people aren't flocking to it, even though they have great content. And I think Jason Kilar, he noted recently in an investor call that how they're going to deal with that is going to an ad-supported option on the service, which I think is a great idea. I mean, seriously, if cost is your problem, which it's always a problem. I mean, we are in the middle of a pandemic. There's a mini recession going on, blah, blah, blah. Not everyone can afford this, but we all want to watch great things. And if you can, look, I'll watch some ads if I can watch Godzilla versus Kong. Hell yeah. Throw them motherfuckers in there. Shit, I want to see that. All the first run movies that they're showing on HBO Max now, come on. You'll watch some damn commercials for that. Shit, if you'll sit and watch 25 minutes of damn, trailers in front of the fucking movie at the theater, you'll watch 25 minutes worth of ads in the midst of the movie just to get it for the free. I mean, it makes sense. This already exists, by the way, for Hulu, as I mentioned before. Hulu already has an ad-supported. I think it's $5 a month, and you get some ads. Peacock also is like this. They have a totally ad-supported, which I'm sure the ads are fucking annoying. There is a limited ads option and then a no ads. And so I think this sort of thing actually could become a viable route. I mean, we have Tubi and I'm trying to remember. I think IMDb TV, Pluto TV. Those are they're streaming stuff and they have ads. So I think that between what Netflix is doing and the rising cost of streaming, the fact that these services just need to make a fucking profit, this all indicates to me that ad-supported is probably the way that's going to be going forward. at least in some respects, for people who don't want to pay full price to get rid of ads. It makes sense. It's a good option. I think, hell, I already engaged in one of them with Peacock, and I'm pretty okay with it. So you know, I think we expect to see more of that going forward in the future. The only downside, I think, if you watch YouTube, hey, you're watching to YouTube now, haha. You notice that even 5 years ago, the ads were a lot less obtrusive, a lot shorter, easier to skip, etc. And I think we're going to see the rise of more unskippable and longer ads, and that is going to be one of the downsides. And that's something they got to really pay attention to. In the same way that these studios and the movie theaters need to stop all these long ass fucking ads and trailers in their movies. So it is a problem I expect we'll see more of, and we'll cover that as it goes forward in the future. And finally, all this talk about changes and costs and everything just made me really think about commenting on how you can have it all with streaming. This really kind of touched on something I mentioned before, where I guess we talk about churn and password sharing, all that. Of course, things are changing, but while they're still the same right now, at least for most of us, this is how, at least I, try to have it all with streaming. And, the thing to remember is most of these services let you have like up to 5, accounts if you pay for the high level thing. Or, for Amazon Prime, you automatically get the highest level because it just comes with your Prime. So if every one of these has 5 accounts, not everyone does. Like with Paramount Plus, there are no accounts, no separate accounts. So you really just have to share the password. And as of now, it's okay to share passwords. And I could be wrong. Surprise, no one reads the end user license agreement. So I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, hey, do the right thing. But as for me, how we do it, like I said, we share passwords. So get 5 family and friends, and you all pick your, preferred thing that you want to pay for. So it doesn't always work out equally. For instance, Jen and I, we pay for Hulu and we pay for Paramount Plus. And, we have Peacock. We got that for the free because we have Comcast as our internet. So we get it for free, the ad supported. The middle tier, the partial ad supported tier, that comes for the free. So we pay for that. And of course we got Prime. Everyone, if you don't have Prime, what are you doing with your life? Get Prime. You get Prime Video, as a part of it. Yeah, you do the right thing. Get that. And then you have HBO Max, which of course I think is like $17 a month. And you have Disney Plus. I think it's $8, and I think it's going up to $9 a month. Hulu, I think it is for the highest level one. I want to say is $13 a month. At least here in America. Paramount Plus, the highest level one is $10 a month. And you can pay for those for the year, which is really nice. You get a good savings off of that. Basically, if you know you're going to be into it, pay for it for the year if you can. Pay for it month by month if you want to do the churn thing, which is a valid option for saving money. But if you want to really have it all, subscribe to 1 or 2 and then share your passwords with somebody who has the other ones. And by that way, you should be able to get just about everything. All of the major there's about 5 major services and a bunch of sub services. But, if you get the sub service like Discovery Plus, AMC Plus, that's really on you. No, not a lot of people just want to watch everything on there. But, Hulu, the Disney Plus, the HBO Max, Peacock, Paramount Plus, between those 5, you can share around, and then you, of course, pay for Amazon Prime. That's how you can have it all. This doesn't have to cost you an arm and leg. You just have to be a little smart about it while they let you do it. And of course, if and when everything changes, we'll come back and we'll talk about how to have it all then. It's probably going to be churning, to be honest. That's one thing, at least I'll say Disney Plus is good about. They're so damn smart. You really would be dumb to cancel Disney Plus because, over the next year, everything in Marvel's coming out. or for they're making sure you have to be in that you have to be subscribed. You got to have it, and the other services they're going to get in line soon too. So it's really going to be about strategic usage of your time and money, or just waiting for shit to be done. But that's another that's another thing for another day about how we're going right back to the week to week release because it's been so successful for Disney, for Amazon Prime, and for Hulu. I think it's a given. We're going to week releases again, at least for TV. And boy, that's really going to make your calculus on how to have it all in streaming. It's going to really make your calculus difficult. All right, so those are my thoughts on the changes of streaming. Streaming here in 2021, things are getting hectic in the streaming wars. We don't want to get caught in the crossfire. We just want to get caught up in all the good stuff that streaming has to offer. So those are my thoughts. What do you guys think about that? Have you been thinking hard about streaming? How are you handling the streaming wars? And just leave me any comments that you got down below. You can hit me up, of course, with your more extensive messages by email, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com, or send me a tweet, short comment, or whatever on at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. Love to hear from you. We can chop it up, talk about streaming, talk about what's coming up, all that good stuff that's going on in the streaming space. All right, moving on now to the weekly distractions. It's time again for our weekly distractions. In other words, what have we been watching, reading, playing, etc. during the week? What's been keeping us distracted away from the sometimes horribleness of this world? So, what have I been doing? Well, lately I've been really into audiobooks actually, because I don't have a lot of time to actually read things. So audiobooks are the next best thing. So what I've been listening to this last week, actually a couple weeks ago, I checked out the Book of Dust Volume 1, La Belle Sauvage, which is, if you don't know, is a follow-up series, a sequel series, if you will, to His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman, and takes place in the same universe, starring people in that alternate universe of Lyra Belacqua, aka Lyra Silvertongue. The first book is really kind of, I call it a setup book. It really kind of sets up some, I guess, the characters and place and everything you're going to see in the second book and the central conflict and so forth. So this last week I listened to the second book in the series, which is called The Secret Commonwealth. And this time Lyra, 20-year-old Lyra, actually is one of the protagonists, the main protagonist in this particular book. And it's pretty damn interesting. Philip Pullman, he spins a pretty damn good yarn. There are some, I have to admit, it's the first time I read or listened to a book by him where I was a little let down a bit by the narrative, which isn't to say it's bad. It's just there's some stuff in there that I was kind of like shaking my head at, like, why do that? But there's a lot of ideas, a lot of high fantasy, great descriptions, great world building. Philip Pullman, he's a master at this shit. And what I took away from it is that this is all cool and everything, but man, Lyra's world sucks. So, and it ends a bit on a cliffhanger. I'm kind of annoyed with that. I've got to wait, I don't know how many years until he comes out with the next one, but maybe next year, maybe at the end of this year, next year, I've got to see. This one did just come out last fall, and the previous one came out the year before that, so maybe we'll get at the end of this year, and then I can finish it all off. So, very interesting stuff. In addition to that, I have been, I want to say playing. I have been dabbling with the new season of Street Fighter. You guys, I've mentioned before, but I suck at Street Fighter. I love Street Fighter 5. I'm terrible at it, mostly because I don't play it that much and I don't really play it competitively. So I'm really kind of bad at it. I'm stuck in bronze because I I don't take time to play, but I really like watching it, and I've been really interested in trying to, do all of the trying to complete all of the trials for players. It's fun. It's mindless work, but maybe I should actually try to play people. If you guys ever want to hit me up on Capcom Fighter Network, just hit me up. I'll give you my CFN ID. Besides that, we're checking out WandaVision behind the scenes. That's really interesting to see how that came together. Listen to a Fat Man Beyond interview with Matt Shackman, the director. That was damn interesting. If you like the, see how the sausage is made. And have been watching with Jen, the CBS sitcom Mom. That's a hilarious thing. I love it. That's one of my new favorite things. And we've been slowly but surely working through Game of Thrones. So we're in season 2 right now. It's just going to be a slow burn for us, but we're going to work our way all the way to the end. I doubt I'll do a review of that, but if I feel the need, maybe I will. And I've had some other things, but that's mostly what's been distracting me. So my question is, what's been distracting you? How have you guys been filling your time during your downtime? Let me know down in the comments. Of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com and supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. Let me know what's distracting you. It's the end of the show, and you know it. That's right, we've reached the end of the Super Not Funny Show for this week. Thanks again, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, for joining us while we talked about the news and talking about streaming and all the things we distracted ourselves with this week. We're going to come back next week, with more topics and more news, more distractions for us to dig into. In the meantime, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing, man? Come on. Hit that subscribe button. Join the Super Not Funny Show family. We'd love to have you. And also hit that notification bell so you'll know when we drop more content, which is every week we do reviews and reactions. And sometimes we hit up the Super Not Funny Show proper. And that's all real fun. Thanks a lot for doing that. That really helps the channel out. Helps it get out there. And, share this video and all the other videos. Let people know what us Fabricans over here are doing in the pop culture space. Join us again next time for the Super Not Funny Show. Until next time, I have been Jen Thepuppet, your resident Fabrican and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.